This is Dr. Neil Burney. He lives in Bermuda, a stunning Atlantic island 640 miles east of North Carolina, USA.
So now
He spent the last 30 years practicing veterinary medicine, but now he's transferring his veterinary skills to help save, protect, and learn more about the incredible marine life of Bermuda's ocean.
This is a completely wild shark.
Alongside his dedicated ocean vet team are a number of scientists, marine biologists,
Nick off the back fin.
and specialist master divers, helping to perform a number of unique and dangerous procedures in a bid to safeguard critically important marine species. Together, the team will be fitting satellite tags to huge tiger sharks, saving precious green turtles, dissecting giant blue marlin, and obtaining unique toxin samples from 45-ton migrating humpback whales.
Yay! Whoa!
My knees are like jello.
Yes, man.
This is Bermuda, home to Dr. Neil Burney, the ocean vet. Bermuda's ocean is home to some of the world's most impressive sharks. For millions of years, these animals have dominated the oceanic food chain. Giants, like the tiger shark, rule the deeper Bermudian seas, whilst many other incredible species also call these waters home. But one question remains. Are sharks still found in any numbers at night in Bermuda's shallow waters?
Keep it on, because that way you can drop it. You never know what's going to roll up on you in the darkness.
For years, locals have spoken of inshore shark hotspots. In this episode, Neil and the team will survey these hotspots, catch any sharks, and implant tracking tags to reveal if these so-called hotspots are true.
To be honest, we were expecting some small Galapagos sharks. We got more than we bargained for. But what a rush!
Over several grueling nights, the team will battle through sleep deprivation and dangerous working conditions to collect vital information on what's left of Bermuda's shallow water sharks.
So diving with sharks can be hazardous at any time, but the danger factor can increase if you're going to go in at night. So we have this purpose-built cage to protect us in the event that something shows up that we're not expecting. For example, a tiger shark or a greater hammerhead.
The team are using the boat Endurance. Crewing a vessel of this size requires all the ocean vet team.
So yeah, we'll bring it forward.
Series marine biologist Choi Ming is captain and overseeing all topside operations. Oscar Doyce is the team's safety diver and shark spotter, while Dylan Ward is pilot of the support rib Harry Lindo. On underwater camera, it's Andrew Kirkpatrick.
I'll tell you what, the first time I went down with this guy, I was scared half to Jesus. But the more you go down, just like he says, the more you get to familiarize yourself with the animals. And now I'm just like stupid excited. Like I just can't wait to get back in. So should be good.
Word is exhilarating. Exhilarating.
The first shark hotspot of the team's main dive site is Castle Harbor. This paradise location opens to the deep ocean through a deep water channel that passes in the middle of two old rocky outposts. In the past, this has been an area where multiple shallow water shark species have been spotted. In order to study if this location holds a resident shark population, Neil plans to utilize an acoustic shark tracking system.
So this is a Vemco VR2W acoustic receiver, and it will pick up the transmission from any of the sharks that we tag with an acoustic pinger tag. We're going to have two of these receivers situated about 600 meters apart at the entrance to Castle Harbor, and they'll let us know if any of our tagged sharks are coming in and out of Castle Harbor.
The acoustic tagging system consists of two parts. The first is the tracking tag. This is the part Neil and the team will have to surgically implant into the abdomen of any sharks caught. The second part is the receiver. This records the position of any passing tagged sharks. The team are now over the drop site and ready to deploy the receiver.
So this is a perfect location. We've got the security of these rocks and a natural reef. We're going to place the receiver at the edge of the reef, and it's going to monitor this deep water channel where the sharks run in and out at night into Castle Harbor.
I've anchored this acoustic receiver to the seafloor with heavy chain and marked it with GPS. I don't know what species of shark are in this area, if any, but it's possible that Galapagos sharks feed around this site.
If the team managed to catch and tag any sharks, this receiver will record their regular passes in and out of this so-called shark hotspot.
That was exciting. As the light's falling, it's getting a little spooky because that's a deep water channel, which is just the kind of place that sharks will use as an advantage when they're trying to ambush their prey. So we know for a fact that tiger sharks run up and down this south shore, and that's just the sort of place where a tiger shark might want to ambush an unsuspecting victim.
It's well documented that sharks are more active at night. Neil has therefore decided to run this study from dusk until dawn. But this represents its own challenges and some new uncharted dangers for the team.
Yeah, risk of diving at night. Biggest thing is so easy to get disoriented because you literally have tunnel vision. Really, whatever light source you have, that's all you can see. You can't see anything around. So it's easy to get disoriented. It's easy to lose track of depth. It's easy to lose track of the surface sometimes. So it can be a real challenge. Got it? It can be a real challenge at night. Just kind of doing anything, let alone chumming up the water, putting some sharks in the equation. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but definitely a challenge. We'll try and go the same time.
The first job is to lower a shark cage to the seabed. This is to provide underwater protection if needed during the team's survey dive. Neil and Oscar guide the cage down to the sea floor.
So the cage is in position. It's here for our safety in case any larger, aggressive sharks turn up.
Although the team's ultimate goal is to assess this area for shark numbers, Neil also knows the project has the potential to reveal the health of the wider marine ecosystem. Where there's sharks, there has to be a healthy food web. Overfishing and the introduction of invasive species can destroy these food webs. Where there's no prey fish, there's unlikely to be any sharks.
Well, after we set up earlier this afternoon with our monitoring system, we've seen some stuff, and now we're going to have a look and see what actual life there is around the area where we have the cage, right in this channel where the water funnels in from the south shore into Castle Harbor. I'm expecting to see a variety of different fish, hopefully, and perhaps we're going to see some sharks.
Yeah, divers going in the water. Divers in.
The first survey dive is taking Neil on a systematic search of the surrounding area. Historically, these inshore waters were heavily overfished. Neil's hoping to find enough biodiversity to indicate that this site could support a resident shark population.
This is a Bermuda spiny lobster. As they grow, they shed their exoskeleton, and during this time, they're highly vulnerable to predation, and as a result, can be considered shark food.
Examples of this kind of shark prey is a good start. But Neil really needs to find a variety of fish to be confident of an ecosystem that could support sharks.
Here we have a couple of reef fish exhibiting the behavior that's developed over thousands of years to protect them from nighttime predation. These two fish have found a safe little crack in which to hide.
Although Neil has found some interesting marine species, it's certainly not the abundance of life he was expecting.
So, just completed the first survey dive, and I'm a little disappointed. We did see a Bermuda spiny lobster, a few reef fish, parrotfish hiding from, hopefully, some predators. But all in all, not quite as much as I wanted. Speckled moray over the sand was very interesting.
I checked you, air's good, BC's inflated.
Neil and Kirkpatrick also surveyed a much deeper location half a mile out past the entrance to Castle Harbor. Worryingly, this deep dive site provided even less evidence of sharks or any potential shark prey.
Oh, there's nothing down there. Even less than the other spot.
Yeah.
No lobbies or whatever, and we're out of air as well, too.
The team's disappointment is growing. They're all concerned about the general lack of marine life, let alone the lack of any sharks.
Either we go to a different spot, or it's just not tonight, you know?
Everything else okay?
Yeah.
Good man. Just hop back in.
Back on Endurance, Neil is taking a chum box full of bait down to the shark cage, where it will remain for 24 hours. This is the last-ditch attempt to bring in fish and sharks to the dwindling Castle Harbor hotspot.
There's a possibility we may not find anything at all, but we're thinking positive, and we've got enough gear and chum that, you know, we're definitely hedging our bets.
So we're back on our dive site. It's about 9 o'clock. We've had the chum in the water now for over 24 hours, and we're really hopeful that tonight's survey dive will reveal rather more than we obtained yesterday. We're hoping there's going to be some shark species around, and what we're really hoping is that we can get a couple of Galapagos sharks so that we can get the tags implanted. You have to think positive about this, and that's what we're doing.
Big step. Divers in. All good, Neil? Good man.
Okay, so the bait box is still intact. It's been down here for over 24 hours and has no signs of any damage from any large predators. I think we're going to have to make a move to a new location.
Around 400 years ago, the numbers of shark and other fish in this area would have been exponentially higher. Sharks need healthy stocks of prey fish to survive. Without prey fish, sharks inevitably disappear. Years of exploiting Bermuda's magical marine ecosystem has had a profound effect on prey fish and shark numbers.
Sharks are vital to the health of our oceans. They're the monitors. They make sure that everything stays healthy. Anything that's genetically wrong, anything that's diseased, anything that's dying, anything that's not up to par, the sharks are going to take it out. They keep everything else beneath them healthy. They keep the populations balanced. You've got to have your apex predators. You've got to have everything from the top down in harmony. And that's why sharks are so important to us.
The team's new study hotspot sits on the edge of Bermuda's shipping channel. 2 miles north of the dive site is Bermuda's fringe reef, and 2 miles south is the shoreline. Neil has deployed acoustic receivers on several structures nearby to monitor any successfully tagged sharks.
So we're here at our new location just outside the channel on the north shore of Bermuda. Andrew and I are about to go and do a survey dive, see what kind of reef species we have, and Choi is setting up the equipment we're going to use this evening.
Yeah, what we've got here is a modified set line. We're going to set this up a distance from the boat, and we're going to have to check it probably every 15 minutes just to ensure that the sharks are in as good a shape as possible to get them back here.
Great. Oscar, how's our chumming station at hand? Plenty of fish going in the water, try and get some attraction going in this area. And here is our medical center. We have everything we need here. We're going to take DNA samples for analysis, and more importantly, we've got a surgical kit so that we can implant one of these into the abdominal cavity of the shark. This is an acoustic transmitter tag and will enable us to monitor the movement of this shark around the platform. To ensure this shark comes in the best of health, Dylan, our boat captain, is here in the Harry Lindo, which we have equipped with a water hose at the front to keep the shark in good shape, transport him back to the boat in as quick a manner possible to ensure he stays in great health.
The baited set lines are the team's shark capture method. They consist of several baited hooks attached to a short line that's anchored to the seabed.
So this is our first bait heading out. This one's going to be the closest one to the reef end.
Once the fishing equipment is deployed, Kirkpatrick and Neil dive the location. On all accounts, Neil is much happier with this site's biodiversity.
So that was really interesting. More activity here. We found quite a number of small fish swimming out over the sand and a lot of slightly bigger fish hiding underneath the reef. Soapfish, a couple of grunts, and some parrotfish. Definitely shark food. So we're hopeful this might be the place. Wind's made up a little. We got quite a lot of chop to deal with on the transfers, but we're hopeful, always hopeful.
The stronger winds are causing waves to flood the rib, but the set lines must be checked periodically. Neil and Choi are out, taking a closer look.
You feel any tension, Neil?
Tension on the line could indicate that a large predator has taken the bait.
Oh, Neil's got some tension.
Got somebody on. Tension.
Yeah, and they're down. We had a feeling. I see something. We've got a shark.
Check him out.
Finally, the team has found what they've been looking for, but the team still aren't sure what the species is.
That's got to be a juvenile tiger shark at that size. That's incredible.
Choi knows how significant this find could be. A tiger shark of this size could be evidence of a pupping tiger shark population in Bermuda, something the team have previously had no evidence of.
Well, I'm really excited. This, in 5 years of tagging tiger sharks, this is the smallest one I've ever come across. It's incredible. So hopefully we'll get some fascinating information out of this guy. This is the smallest by 2 feet easily.
Juvenile tiger sharks don't have the capacity to migrate thousands of miles. Consequently, this shark is likely to have been born in Bermuda. Studying its tag data and DNA will be a remarkable window into the adolescent stage of tiger shark development.
Lift and go. Okay. Go. Pull, keep lifting.
Lift and go. Lift and go. Drop the towel on his head. Towel on his head immediately. Perfect.
Covering the shark's eyes is one of Neil's techniques to calm the shark down. The team now need to get the shark up onto the medical station to prepare the animal for the tagging procedure.
Yes.
Perfect. Slide them a bit close together. Get his dorsal in there. Lovely. Excellent. We've got a male tiger shark, juvenile male tiger shark. He's comfortable. He's in tonic immobility. We have water running over his gills. He had a good bite reflex. Because we actually pulled him back to the boat from the rib, we actually revived this fish on the way back over here. So the fact he's lying still is not because he can't move, it's because he's in tonic immobility when you turn the shark upside down. We're now in an extremely good position to get the hook out of this fish and then place our transmitter into his abdominal cavity. Nice bit of dental work, wouldn't you say? First things to be done, we're going to remove the circle hook. It's barbless. We are going to simply cut it in one place here, close to the fish, and wind it out.
Neil's primary concern is always the welfare of the shark. He's using the same techniques applied during regular veterinary care to ensure the shark remains comfortable throughout the tag implant procedure.
Just going to put a little local anesthetic in just to numb the sensors that he has in his body wall right here. There we go. So we're into his body cavity. Just going to clean it up and we're going to insert our tag. Looks pretty large, but this fish will be able to deal with this fine. Acoustic transmitter is placed.
It's a brief procedure, and although it may appear uncomfortable for the shark, Neil knows firsthand just how resilient these animals can be.
We've learned over the years that tiger sharks can suffer pretty profound injury and recover well. We've tracked one of our sharks for over 2 years after seeing him released with massive fight injuries acquired during tagging. Push him in.
The lid is off. That's the problem. So, there.
To confirm this shark is strong enough to be released, Neil is making some last-minute health checks.
You can see his nictitating membrane coming across to protect his eye. That's a good sign. he's got a bite reflex. Just now he bit down hard on the tube. And you can see this fish's organs of Lorenzini, all these little ampullae around his mouth and head. Those are his electrical sensors. That's what let him find this bait, together with his olfactory senses, his sense of smell through these nostrils right here. Beautiful looking fish.
With the health indicators looking strong and the tag implanted, it's time to release this juvenile tiger shark.
All right, slowly, slowly. Yeah. He's coming in.
This young shark has certainly been through quite an ordeal. But the information it will provide could help protect other young tiger sharks born in Bermuda. There certainly isn't the numbers of sharks there once was in these waters, but this young shark is a glimmer of evidence that tiger sharks aren't just still living in Bermuda's shallow waters, but potentially breeding and certainly giving birth. That alone is cause for us to learn more and better protect these precious young sharks.
So we came out looking for night sharks in Bermuda. To be honest, we were expecting some small Galapagos sharks. We got more than we bargained for. But what a rush. We just brought a 6-foot tiger shark on board and put an acoustic transmitting tag in it. We'll be able to see if this fish stays around the Bermuda platform in the shallows. Just wicked.
The team's project to study Bermuda's shallow water sharks continues. The mission is to continue the tagging study and roll out receivers across the coral platform. The goal is to make Bermuda's coral platform one of the most monitored shallow water shark habitats on the planet, providing refuge and protection for multiple shark species.